Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a happy Friday and that your weekend is going great so far. I feel like I say the same thing every week, but I genuinely just hope you guys are having a good weekend. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do mood boarding, and I'm specifically going to be doing a mood board for the next project that I'm working on, which you guys are going to see in the next couple videos. So before I get into that, sorry, I had to think about what I was about to say. Before I get into that, I hope you guys enjoyed my last video where I showed you guys how to make the orange top, and moving forward, the next video I'm going to be doing is another really fun sewing video, so I can't wait to share that with you guys and share the process. Before I get into everything, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share my channel if you guys like sewing and fashion content, or know anybody else that does that you think would enjoy my videos. I really enjoy doing these different content, doing all this different content, and I can't wait to share more with you guys. So please share, comment, subscribe, because that's like the best way to support me as a small content creator, and I'm really excited about what more I have to show with you guys. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into the video and let's get to mood boarding. So mood boarding honestly is like one of my favorite things to do. I love just making vision boards and stuff like that, and for fashion design, that's definitely something very vital and important in our job, as well as costume design. I know I've talked about both of them simultaneously a lot in my videos, so I'm basically going to be talking about it when it comes to both. But for this, it specifically will be for fashion design, since that's sort of what I'm focusing on right now. So for this mood board I'm about to do, I am wanting to make a Tiffany inspired dress, and it's sort of random. I know that's probably like why, but it's sort of been in my head for a while just to make a really cool dress like from the opening scene from Tiffany's, and I really want to make my version of my own. So I want to bring you guys on the process of me doing that whole dress, and in this video I'm going to be making the mood board for it. As I'm making this mood board, I definitely want to teach you guys some tips and tricks if you're trying to make your own mood board for your own sewing projects, or just in general and you're trying to make a fashion or style kind of mood board for your own personal reasons. So when it comes to mood boarding, the first thing that you need to do is finding your theme and finding your inspo. So personally for me, like I said, for this mood board I'm going to be doing, it's inspired by Breakfast at Tiffany's. But if you are trying to come up with your own fashion mood board, the best ways to find inspiration that I would go about are watching movies. I always get inspired by watching movies. Reading books is always a good one, and just letting your imagination kind of soar through what you're reading. Also, just going on walks, like going through nature. Traveling is another really good way that fashion designers, or designers in general, find inspiration. There's like so many ways that you can really find inspiration, really from anything. Another big one is like architecture. There's even some fashion designers who actually, their background was in architecture before they became fashion designers. So architecture is another really big one that people tend to find inspo from when it comes to designing clothes, because of the symmetry or asymmetry that they're seeing in like buildings. Another one that I actually started finding inspiration from is interior design. I love interior design, and I feel like you could really find a lot of fashion inspiration from that, just based on like prints and colors and how things are created when it comes to like, I don't know, like doors and like the way chairs are made and stuff like that. You could really find inspiration for how you can make those kind of things into clothes inspired by that. Another cool one, I forget the designer, I think it might have been McQueen, who he did a collection and he was inspired by I think it was Japanese like teacups, and like that print that they have on like the white and blue teacups, and it was really pretty. And the way that he came out with that design was like really crazy, how he pulled from just a teacup, a simple teacup, and what he made from that specifically was really inspiring. Now once you find your theme, the next thing would be researching. And I know some people dread researching, but it can actually be really fun depending on, I guess, the way you're researching. I would say some of the top places that you can do that would be through books, obviously, which is sort of the same way that you're finding inspiration. You can also do through research. So through reading, finding books around the specific thing that you are looking to find more about in detail. Pinterest is another good one, finding images online, newspapers, magazines. Another good one is if you're looking to find a certain decade of like what people used to wear. My professors used to tell me looking at like old magazines for like catalogs. So like, you know, this old store magazines that you used to get for different stores regarding like what's gonna be like coming out within their store. Like JCPenney's used to do it, Kohl's used to do it, who else used to do it? Delia's, if you guys remember Delia's, Justice used to do it. But like they used to have basically catalogs of what's going to be coming out that season or what they're selling in stores. But you can find ones from like all the way back to like 1910, 1920 of like what they used to be selling in stores. And that can really help you to find what people used to be wearing back then when it comes to undergarments, silhouettes, and all that kind of stuff. So I would definitely recommend looking for those as well. And then outside of that, museums are always a really great one. There's so many museums like all over the country that you could visit. Personally, I live in the tri-state area, so most of the museums I go to are in Jersey or New York. Mainly New York, if I'm being honest. So there's so much inspiration you can find from going to museums. And they don't necessarily have to be fashion museums. They could also just be art museums, and you could be looking at the architecture, you could be looking at paintings. I feel like paintings I've definitely grown an appreciation for since going to art school, and you can really find some really cool design inspo from that will just somehow give you like a crazy inspiration for like a dress or like pants or something like that. Another one is going to Vogue Runway, and Vogue Runway has all the collections from different designers, and you can look at past collections from, I'm not sure how far back they go, but they definitely have like, I would say at least up to like 60s or 50s. I'm not sure how further back they go from there. I want to say they go at least maybe to like 1900s, like early 1900s, but I personally have never really checked. But they definitely have a vast amount of collections that you can look through if you're just trying to get inspiration from what other designers have done. However, one thing I did learn in fashion school or art school in general, which I definitely try to take with me every single time I'm making something, is that you should find original inspiration and find primary resources compared to secondary resources. So really looking at, you can look at history, which is always good. So like by history, not like 90s, but like even further back, like 60s, 10s, 20s, 1800s, but really looking further back and not looking so modern, just because if you're looking at what came out like a couple years ago, honestly, you may find some inspiration, but it won't be as original from you looking like a bit further back and figuring out how you can make that more modern to today. On top of that, like I said, just taking a walk, literally observing life and like looking around and seeing how maybe like architectures, buildings, flowers, plants, anything can really be turned into fashion if you have a big enough creativity. So really just being more open about how you're finding your ideas, because it's better to at least have some kind of originality with them compared to just copying something that may have happened a couple years ago. Okay, so enough talking. Now I'm gonna get to mood boarding. In the next clip, you guys are going to see me on Pinterest, and I'm basically just gonna be pulling some images from the movie like I talked about and trying to figure out what kind of silhouette I'm going for. For this mood board and my videos moving forward, like the next couple videos moving forward, I'm going to be talking a lot about Breakfast at Tiffany's. And so like I said, it's going to be inspired by her dress in the opening scene. So there are going to be some aspects from the dress that I might recreate, but I also want to try to make it more modern. So I'm really excited to show you guys my process, and let's just get to the mood boarding. So as I mentioned in the beginning part of the video, I have my theme, which is inspired by Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I'm now pulling together my resources, my research through Pinterest, and making the mood board. So far for my mood board, I searched up Breakfast at Tiffany's to start. Originally, actually, I searched up Audrey Hepburn, but then I searched up Breakfast at Tiffany's, since that's what I'm inspired by and that's the recreation I'm trying to do. So I was looking at her dress, her original dress that she wore in the movie, and I'm still trying to decide if I want to make a complete recreation of the dress or if I want to do my own spin on it. Since this video is supposed to be like me being inspired by the movie, I feel like, and personally I sort of want to just have my own version, to like just being inspired by her original dress but not actually recreating the original one. But at the same time, I'm like, the original dress looks so good, and I'm like, should I just recreate the original dress? I might do a poll on Instagram to see what you guys think or what you guys would want to see. But either way, the dress is gonna have the same kind of essence that this original dress gave. So I'm looking at like more sleek and like classy silhouettes. I'm looking at silhouettes that were inspired by the same time period that this movie was made in, and that I just feel like would fit if this movie was created for today's day and age. So this is my mood board, or this is the images I pulled so far. Also, like I was saying, or as I mentioned earlier, is that this dress originally was made by Givenchy, the original Breakfast at Tiffany's dress, if you didn't already know that. Breakfast at Tiffany's is supposed to be based in the 40s if we're pulling our research from the book. However, the movie did come out in 1961. I want to say that they still were pulling inspiration from the 40s and basing this movie in the 40s like the book did, but I think there's still some modern aspects to the time period it was released in, which was the 60s. So I'm trying to pull together a look that is resembling the 40s and the 60s, and maybe even a mix of today. But honestly, I like making things from different past time periods, so I'm probably gonna keep it with the 40s and the 60s. So this is what I've pulled so far. Honestly, it's just a lot of pics from the movie, and then I had this one dress right here that I thought sort of giving me the same vibes from the movie. And then I have this dress right here, same thing, same vibes from the movie I was getting when I saw this dress. And this dress, which has been on Instagram a lot, and a lot of people have been posting this dress, and I think it also gives the same vibe from the movie. So based on those three dresses I just showed you, you can sort of get my idea when it comes to me wanting to like create my own still, but also still implement aspects from the past, from the 40s and the 60s, and just from the movie in general. But I'm still looking for inspo. I'm gonna keep researching and looking through photos, and then I will come back to you guys once I have everything. Okay, so I finished my mood board and I absolutely love it. It definitely is everything that I was trying to capture, and honestly I probably will still look at other inspiration while I'm doing the sketches in the next video, but for now I like what I came to with this collection, or with this mood board. So this is the end of the video pretty much. I hope you guys got some tips from this and that you are excited to see where I go with this inspired Breakfast at Tiffany's dress. I really can't wait. I'm also gonna start researching inspiration for hair and makeup and all that stuff. And the shoot that I'm gonna be doing for it is gonna be really cute because I really want to reenact the whole thing. So I'm gonna go to New York and go to the spot where they shot the movie and do my own little photo shoot. So I can't wait to do that, and I can't wait for you guys to see the dress that I come up with. So in the next video you guys will see my sketches and we'll start draping and doing all that fun stuff. But this is the finished mood board. And if you guys also decide to make your own fashion mood board while you were watching my video, definitely share and tag me because I'd love to see how your fashion mood board came out as well, and if my advice and tips helped you in any way. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I'm so excited to move forward and show you guys my draping process, pattern making, and all of that for this dress. In the next video you guys are going to see my draping like I just said, and more of my sketches of what I decided to finally do based on the mood board that I just showed you guys. So if you want to see more and see how I recreate my own inspired dress from Breakfast at Tiffany's, definitely stay tuned, put your notifications on so you don't miss my next video, and share with anyone else that you think might like this video as well. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!